Hello? Well. Look who's back again. You thought you got rid of me, didn't you? Nope. Hello again. Hello, everybody. It's me, and it's Pancake. Now, as you can probably see, we got haircuts. Yes, we did. All his hair is gone. All of it's gone. Oh my God. Okay. Pancake and I have lost quite a bit of hair. Pancake here, we got a haircut. He still looks adorable. Yes, he does. Me, not so much. Yes, I know. You can see it. And I know right away what you're thinking. Ah! Where did it go? He looked so skinny without it. Yeah, okay. But I didn't really shave my beard. Honest to God, I didn't. Pascal stole it from me. To be fair, it looks better on him. I mean, he wears it well, much better than I ever did. But that doesn't give you the right to take my shit! Give it back! It's cold out there. My cheeks are exposed. And my chin! Oh God, my chin! This is a review video that has been a long time coming. I have been meaning to do this review video now since the end of Chinese New Year, but things kept getting in the way. I have finally found a little bit of time to put this together. We've got a very special treat for you today, and it's actually a special treat for me too. Today, I'm gonna be reviewing my first AIO system. AIO stands for all-in-one, which basically means that this is a product that can be used for any particular style of vaping. Whether you are direct-to-lung vaping, like myself, waterfall, or if you are a mouth-to-lung vapor, for those of you that prefer nicotine salts. Introducing! Da, 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 ba-da! Bum, 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 bum. The Smok RPM 80 Pro. What is it about the word pro that just makes you feel better about yourself? You know? Let's give you a little bit of background here. Smok, otherwise known as Smok Tech, is the flagship brand of the Shenzhen IVPS Technology Corporation. They've been around since 2010, which makes them one of the oldest vaping companies in existence today. And they also are considered to be one of the most progressive companies out there. They've built a reputation of raising the bar of the level of their products, which gives other vape companies a goal to aspire to. And they are constantly coming out with new innovations. And this has been going on since the beginning. In 2011, Smok was one of the first companies to come out with a dual coil atomizer. They are also one of the first companies to focus Bluetooth technology into their products, and they have always maintained a priority on cloud production. According to vaping360.com, the most popular Smok models to date are the Novo 2 pod system, the Nord pod system, the Trinity Alpha pod system, Trinity, third place, and finally, the RPM 40 pod system. The RPM 80 Pro kit is the latest in the all-in-one pod systems by Smok. It's a single battery mod system that is capable of reaching up to 80 watts. Now, the main reason why this is called a Pro kit is because it needs an external battery source. You need one of these bad boys. An 18650 fits perfectly inside here. It's built for the 18650. The regular RPM 80 has an internal battery source. And the RPM 80 Pro is for those of us that have some experience with mods and using the batteries, things like that. The mod also comes with a fast charge ability, which basically means that it will charge your battery and it will charge it very quickly. However, do not charge your batteries in the mod. You run the risk of damaging the battery, or even worse, damaging your mod. It's better to charge them with a battery charger that has been tested and certified. The RPM 80 Pro comes in 7 different colors. The one I have is a black and white resin, and it comes with pods and coils for both direct lung and mouth to lung vaping. So it's something very user friendly that all vapors can enjoy. You just open it, fill up your juice, pop it in the mod, and away you go. Just like that. I'm noticing a trend here. There's a pattern here. What is it? Oh yeah. What the fuck's with all the pods? Why use pod systems? Okay, look, I get it. Pods are convenient. They are very user-friendly. However, if you recall my video about the Preco One, you'll remember that one of my major concerns with it was that it had a disposable pod system, and that's not environmentally friendly. Production of plastic disposable pods is harmful to the environment. My point is that while Smok continues to be very innovative with their products, I cannot help but feel like they are moving towards quantity rather than quality. Myself, I've had personal experience with multiple Smok products before. One of the first kits that I ever purchased from Pascal way back in the day was the Smok Alien 220 watt kit. Now this was a product that was developed by Smok back in its heyday, and I was overall satisfied with the piece. But this was just before Smok decided to switch to mass production instead of quality products. Since then, I have actually tried to avoid purchasing Smok products because I've always had problems with them. The replacement atomizers that I would purchase for my tank were constantly leaking, or it would burn through the cotton very, very quickly. In 2017, I was going through a low point and my nicotine addiction was at its highest, and I finally cracked and I purchased a Nord MTL pod system. I know, I'm a hypocrite, shut up. The one thing that I enjoyed about the Nord was that it was very convenient. It would fit in my pocket and it was very easy to use, a one-button mod, fantastic. But even then I was having problems. The pod was constantly leaking juice into the mod itself. And consequently, the connecting rods between the mod and the coil would get stuck inside and not pop out so that it would touch, which means that it wouldn't fire. Needless to say, Smok has not been on the top of my list of awesome vaping companies. They were at one point, but it's of my personal opinion that the company has forgotten the definition of customer satisfaction. I don't know. It just seems to me that right now they're trying to focus more on a larger customer base rather than a loyal one. That being said, Pascal has asked me to review the RPM 80 Pro kit. This is a mod that he himself uses. If Pascal says it's good, there's gotta be something that they've done right. So I'm gonna give Smok a second chance. I'm going to give them the opportunity to get back into my good graces. And to do that, we're going to be using one of their up-and-coming products, the RPM 80 Pro. All right, so without any further ado, let's unbox this bad boy. Hoi-ya! On the front of the box, we have the name of the company, Smok, so you know exactly who this product is from. It's in big, bold letters. We have a picture of the kit inside and the color of the mod itself. This actually looks really sleek, I'm not gonna lie. We have a list of the different features that are included with this particular kit. The 80 watt power maximum, the new IQ80 chip. It says that it comes with an 18650 replaceable single battery, but don't misunderstand this. There is no battery in this kit. You need to supply your own battery for it. The regular RPM 80 comes with an internal battery source. However, the RPM 80 Pro, you need to supply your own battery. Something I was mentioning earlier, it comes with two different pod types, the RPM pod and an RGC pod. Now, what's interesting to note, the RPM pod that is included with this is compatible with the RPM 40 coils. If you still have coils left over from your old RPM 40, then you can actually use them with this kit. The RGC pod and its coils come included with a conical mesh coil, which is an interesting way to conduct airflow in the system. On the bottom, we've got the color black and white resin and single external 181650 battery. On the back of the box, we have our descriptions of what's inside, as well as warning labels. Not for sale to minors, in great big letters here. Because people working underground, there's no good ventilation down there. They're not going to be able to get rid of all of that fog. It states here, the kit includes RPM pod with a mesh coil of 0.4 ohms included, already pre-installed in the pod itself. So you don't really have to worry that much about Ohm's law, but if you have your law degree, you might want to look into it. And there's my one for the day. Yeah! Also comes with an RGC pod with conical mesh, comes with a USB cable, user manual, and it even states here that you can also buy an RBA coil for this kit for DIY fun. So it's not just for beginners, it's for everybody, including advanced users. That's impressive, I have to admit. Then we have our warnings: do not use if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, have liver or heart disease, blah, blah, blah. I have to admit, whoever is the editor for Smok's writing team, you guys did a good job. I can't find a single error here. Kudos to you guys. On the side of the box, we have the manufacturer's contact information. And then on the other side, we've got the Smok holographic so that you know it's a genuine product. We've got a few warnings here about counterfeiting. And we have the official scratch and sniff Smok code. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ah, 2-week-old toilet bowl. Let's take a look at this. Let's open her up. Inside the box, we've got a couple of, this looks like some kind of a lottery card. All right. Qualified battery warnings, the user manual, qualification certificate warranty card. Trainer pudding! Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Save that for later. Look at that. It actually looks really nice. I really like this finish. This is a very nice finish. Feels nice and smooth in the hand. It's very light. Let's have a look at the pod system. Now, as stated, the kit comes with two different pods. We have the RGC pod and we have the RPM pod. Let's take a closer look at the RGC. The RGC pod has about a 5 milliliter capacity. Look at the size of this juice container. Holy hell, that is big. And yet somehow on the picture of the kit, it looks really good. The airflow for the pod is right here, this silver circle right here. And in order to adjust the airflow, you have to turn it depending on how much air and how much cloud production you want to make. I feel like this is something that would actually be annoying for users because in order to change the airflow, you would have to actively pop the pod outside of the mod and then adjust the airflow and then pop it back in. The coil for the RGC pod is a conical mesh. So this is definitely our DTL vaping pod. This is the one that I will be using for this video. One thing I have noticed is that there is an air intake port here on the coil itself. And it looks like these flat ends of the coil, you have to match it up perfectly with the inside of the pod as you're putting it in. Otherwise, if you don't, it's going to get stuck. So you've got to make sure that it matches perfectly. Should slide right in there and we should be good to go. The RGC pod looks fairly easy to use. On the top of it, there is a rubber plug. You just pop it off, pour in your juice, put it back on, and you're good to go. The RPM pod works in a similar manner. It looks smaller. I'm guessing this one is more for MTL vaping. Yeah, have a look at that. The coil for the RPM pod is much smaller. So this must be for our MTL vaping. I will not be using this particular pod for this session. Something else I want to point out too, these little bars here are magnets that help keep the pod in place. I like this feature. This seems like a good idea. Helps me feel more secure about the pod in my system. Very good. The Smok Nord pod kit didn't have a magnetic system, or at least its earlier models didn't. It just simply stayed in place when you pushed on it hard enough and there was a click letting you know it was secure. This seems more ingenuitive and it seems more user-friendly. Looking at the mod itself, it's a very sleek design. I like the decal of it. This looks really cool. Feels very nice in my hand, very ergonomic. Ergonomics is one of the things that I always look for in new kits, so this fits right in there. This feels really good in the hand. Connector rods, magnets to keep the pod in place. Down below is where we have the battery input. Simply slide it out, open it. Negative on the bottom here and positive on the inside. Now this is a simple mod, so there's really only 3 buttons. You've got the fire button up here at the top. You've got the plus and minus buttons at the bottom. Like with any other mod, you turn it on by pressing the fire button 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Smok RPM 80 Pro. And here's our display. Looking at the display, it's very simple here. I like this. We've got the wattage up in big numbers here at the top, the amount of ohms and volts, puff counter, and the timer. And then underneath here is a row of colors. This is a very user-friendly mod. There are only a few options and features that you really need to think about. To lock the mod, you press the fire button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So you can see here it says the power is locked. In order to unlock the power, you need to press the power button 3 times in succession. It gives you instructions, right? So 1, 2, 3. Now the power is unlocked and I can change it how I wish. As with any other mod, you can press the plus and the minus button to change the wattage. If you want to change the color of the display, you press the fire button and the plus button at the same time. And you can see it goes through the list of colors here. We've got white, red, orange, green, blue, purple. I'm going to keep it white because I like things simple and I like things to be matching. And it matches with the decal, so yay! If you want to reset your puff counter, you press the fire button and the minus button together and it gives you a little message. Puff clear. If you want to lock your adjustments in place, you press the plus and the minus button together. And it will give you a warning sign stating that the wattage is locked and that you need to press the plus and minus buttons simultaneously to change it. And you'll also notice that there's a little locked symbol next to the 50 watt here. And that's it. That's really all you need to know about this mod. Oh yes, and there is a USB charge cord, but who needs that? Wow. Just looking at how it's set up here, this actually looks really nice, very sleek. Even with a battery inside, it's not that heavy. It's not like a dual battery mod. So this feels very light, very easy to control. Oh, that's not good. Possible design flaw here, folks. The pod will attach itself to the magnets, which is good and it keeps it secure. But notice here how there's that crease that does not automatically slip in. So like, I'll show you what I mean here. When I put the pod in place, it clicks in, but that little piece here at the top where the drip tip is still poking out and there's a crease here. Make sure that you press and click it in place so that it remains secure. Here's our air intake right there. Just considering how I'm holding the mod, this is a possible design flaw as well, because when I hold it, my finger covers up that air intake. So I have to be very careful with how I hold it. And to be honest, the way this is, it doesn't feel as comfortable as here. Just something to note here. So there you have it. There's a breakdown of the kit itself here, the RPM 80 Pro. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give it a full out test run and see how she handles. For today's product testing, we're going to be trying a brand new creation from the Los Vapos kitchen. Fresh Serve Grapefruit Earl Grey Float. This is a very unique and special juice. It's got a bold hit of Earl Grey tea with vanilla ice cream and a tangy yet bitter grapefruit taste on the exhale. It's very tongue-catching, if you catch my meaning. I find that I like this best when I'm having an ice-cold beer or a chilled cider, both of which are available at the Los Vapos website. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get to the product testing. All right, folks, core's all primed up, juice is ready to go. Let's give this thing a test run and see how it plays out. Now, from what I understand, the best wattage for this is between 60 to 70 watts. But for me, I'm more of a low end. I am going to keep it on 55 watts. Let's see how she goes. Not bad. Airflow is a bit restricted. I need to adjust the airflow. I don't like this. This is annoying. Got to be careful here of my finger so that I don't cover the hole. Very good flavor production. I'm getting a very distinct grapefruit taste on the exhale. Very smooth, creamy finish with that grapefruit tang. I'm loving it. Airflow still seems to be very restricted. That's why I didn't click it in properly. That's much better. Cloud production is pretty good. Not as good as some of their earlier box mods with tanks, but for a pod system, it's actually pretty good. You know what? Let's take it up a step. Let's bring it up to 60. Let's bring it up to 65 watts. Let's see if that makes a difference. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That's a big cloud. Oh yeah, there we go. That's the cloud production that I was looking for from Smok. Okay. Am I feeling a leak? No, it must be just from the top here. Yeah, it's just from my own mess. No, I'm not. I'm feeling juice come out of there. What the hell? Issue of condensation here on the air intake. And yeah, look, if you look closely, you can see on the inside there's condensation coming from the pod when I'm breathing in. I like the feel of the kit in my hand. It's very ergonomic. However, I do have an issue with the air intake being here near the bottom of the pod because I hold the kit like this and my finger covers that. But I suppose if I hold it like this, it's all right. Flavor production is excellent. I'm really getting a good taste of the ice cream, the Earl Grey tea, the grapefruit. It's all blending together very well. The flavor production's fantastic. Cloud production is really good at higher wattages, as you can plainly see. Look at that. Wow. Look at that. Haha. So my overall score for this kit would be a 6 out of 10. I like the flavor production. I get a very good taste of the juice. I don't get a burning sensation or anything like that. I like the cloud production, but the design flaws in this kit are what bring the score down. Aside from the condensation issue on the inside of the mod, there's also the fact that when you pop it in, it doesn't just completely fit. You have to actually press it in to make sure the pod fits completely, and that the air intake is in a spot that I can cover easily by accident when I'm just holding the mod. But if I train myself to hold it like this, that shouldn't be a problem. Not to mention the adjustable air intake on the pod itself. I feel like that is annoying, and it really should be something that I can adjust on the mod itself. So one of the things that I said about this kit is that it looks like it's very easy to travel with. Now I have to go to my girlfriend's family's place for a day of board games and dinner as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get dressed. I'm not going to show you that. Grow up, you perverts. And then we're going to see just exactly how easily I can travel with this. So we'll do that now. Ooh. That's it. I'm not going. Check this out. This is actually pretty interesting. Here's my side pocket. Look at this. Fits right in there perfectly. Oh my God. Nice and sleek and small. That's impressive. So anyway, that's my time. If you like this video or any of the other videos, or if you want to see some more of these videos, Click the like and subscribe button down below. Subscribe to Los Vapos. And make sure that you are always up to date with the newest and greatest creations from the vaping companies. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, it's good to see you all. I gotta go see my girlfriend now, so y'all take care. Have a beautiful May, and vape on, bros.